Are you from Oswestry?
No, we live just a village called Lanamullock, which is south of Oswestry.
Right, okay. What would you consider or think about if Oswestry was returned to Wales as it used to be?
Yeah, I think not a bad idea. I mean, there's a high proportion of Welsh speakers here anyway, so and it's always been a border town, so yeah, could see pluses for us as well.
And what would you think Oswestrians would have to say about the idea?
I think there might be some resistance because I think there's a high proportion of English residents, but no, I would have thought it was interesting. I would like to call it actually.
And how do you feel about Oswestry being returned to Wales?
I think it would be quite a good thing, to be honest, yeah. I don't see why it wouldn't be a good thing.
And what do you think Oswestrians would feel on the same matter?
I think they'd be quite for it. They're quite a Welsh. They're very proud to be near Welsh, I suppose. So yeah, I think it'd be fine.
Do you live in Oswestry?
I do.
And what do you think of the idea of Oswestry being returned to Wales?
I see it as England very much. I don't know, it's a border town, isn't it?
Do you consider yourself more English or more Welsh?
More English, yeah.
Would you consider yourself more English or more Welsh?
Oh, more English. But then I don't come from around here. I come from London.
Same here. Okay, how do you feel about Oswestry returning to Wales as it used to?
Yes, I'd be in favour of that. As you say, it used to be, it belongs to Wales, so I think it's only fair it goes back to Wales.
And how do you think the people of Oswestry would feel about that?
I would have thought most people would be quite happy with it. I mean, a vast amount of Oswestry has got Welsh names, you hear a lot of Welsh spoken around here, especially on a Wednesday. I'd have thought it'd go down okay.
Do you live in Oswestry?
Yes, I do.
And would you consider yourself more English or more Welsh?
Well, I'm Welsh, so I am Welsh, yeah.
And how would you feel if Oswestry was returned to Wales as it used to be?
I think it would be a very good idea. Good for the community, I think, and for Oswestry itself.
And what would you think the majority of Oswestrians would feel about it?
Well, there's a lot of mixed feelings about it, but me personally, I think it's a good thing because they are on the borders. You know, it used to be Wales, didn't it? Part of Wales. They went back to Shropshire, but I think it's a good idea.
How would you feel about Oswestry being returned to Wales?
Well, I'm not sure really. Coming from Liverpool, I do consider myself to be English, and living in Oswestry, I consider myself English. If it goes back to Wales, well, so be it.
And what would you think the people of Oswestry would feel about that?
I would assume they would prefer to be Welsh.
I'm Welsh speaking, as you can say. A lot of people in Oswestry are Welsh speaking. Lots of Welsh, and I think where they should be, I'm not sure, but it's very, very close to my heart, Wales anyway. Town is Welsh.
How would you feel about Oswestry being returned to Wales?
I'm not actually certain that would benefit Oswestry. I like to see it, my heart, I like to see it, but it wouldn't benefit the inhabitants of Oswestry. I think we're better off being in England.
How would you feel the Oswestrians would feel about it?
They're quite happy to say where they are as Oswestry, as Shropshire, I think. But we had a debate. I remember going up there with Reg Jones at the Castle Bank, and his big debate at the time about the television cameras over there. And he wanted to be part of Wales because at that time there was money coming across from the Welsh Assembly to set up businesses in Wales, and we were penalised living in Shropshire, so close to the border. And 5 miles away, you were having money pumped into Chirk, and Welsh people had a lot of money pumped into it to bring in, and we were suffering because we weren't getting the businesses to come to us because they were subsidised to go to Wales. But now, that's the case now, it isn't the case now, I don't think so, not now. At that time, they were really heavily subsidised. Cadbury's heavily subsidised, Corners Pubs are heavily subsidised to go into Wales. And it's only down the road. Only down the road.
Should there be a referendum?
No. I don't think it should be a referendum. No, you can't change it. Where would you put a boundary? I don't think so, no. No, leave it as it is. We're quite contented. It's settled down now, and I think that it's, at the time, it's very high. Now I think it's B1 country. To me.
Thank you very much.